So further with the CLX wall station and the row positioning, we could have started in what we call a half kneeling position. I like this a lot. You know, this half kneeling allows me to keep my pelvis in neutral, to explain to my patients, look, that ASIS and that ASIS, that bump right here, those are your headlights that we want to keep straight ahead. I don't want them aiming down towards the floor. I don't want them aiming up to the ceiling. I want you in neutral. So by placing my pelvis in neutral in this half kneeling position, I can do some rows as well as work out some tightness in my hip flexors. We can go in multiple planes of movements, just changing the arm vectors. Then I could go opposite, changing position, back to bilateral rows, alternating rows, or one arm. So there's so much creativity here with the CLX that especially makes it engaging and interesting for the patients. If I'm in this position and I want to do a 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock overhead pull, I'm activating much more core. I'm getting a great stretch in my hip flexors as well. I like to go to a tall kneeling pose, tall kneeling row. Notice the position of my feet. I no longer stay in this position where my shoelaces are down. I really like to dig in with that toes in the forefoot. I want to make sure that I'm not creased here like this, that I'm nice and tall through here, and pulling back through that row into its full range of motion, maintaining a neutral head. Don't let the shoulders hike up. Let's keep them more in a down position or activated position. I like going from what we'll call a squat, tall kneeling. Squat down and up. That's a good gluteal activation exercise. If I want to throw in that row at the top, I can. It's a great glute exercise. Even just changing my direction. You know, all I did was make that quarter turn. I could be in tall kneeling, and I have lots of choices here for a lift, a lift, a lift. Here's my half kneeling lifts. I can easily go where my back is towards the anchor point. Take the bands back in my hands.
So what I was saying earlier is that people don't even really know they have shirts.
And we could do that same squat and a push or a reach. Tall kneeling squats for gluteal activation in different positions with the arms. Just change the levers of the arms. Go high, go out to a side. I'll engage a little bit of the obliques. Go low. So those are just simple changes of body position or arm levers that are great. We didn't even explore up high to down, which will show some of these maneuvers as well. I could take the band, wrap it up to a taller point, grab my ends, And this is more known as a chop, as if I was starting up here and I'm moving my arms across my body to get this cross concept of the abdominals connecting to the adductors, opposite shoulder. And I like this is just slow until a patient can understand the pattern. And then if I want to start engaging a little bit more, I could do a lateral lunge and a chop. Lateral lunge, chop. Great stretch in my adductor here, a great gluteal activation on this left side as I press up and back over. So I'll reach up, come across my body as I step out, really leaning way back into this left glute. I want to get as much hip mobility as I can, pulling my arm across my body, not way out here, but keeping it nice and close. I feel my abs on. I'm going to come back and really step into it. So it's not light, it's arms up here, come across the body, step out, enjoy the stretch I feel in my adductors, reach, 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 while I'm going back down into that glute hip, step back, and really get well grounded again here and repeat that pattern. I can go in both directions with that, turn around and do the same thing.